Steve Cochran, Chicago's WGN Radio 720. Welcome back to the John DeCoste Show. I'm John's driver, Steve Cochran. Try to start a nice thing here where John would go out work for a few people, and suddenly he's the hottest commodity in America. So now, the fact that this guy that you're about to introduce was willing to take in as a man, he's one of my favorite people. He's a mad scientist is what he is, and he's on the cutting edge of new media, and frankly, you and I aren't. But please introduce your new friend here.
This is Howard from Tribeca Flashpoint.
That's the new name. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure. Is De Niro here?
You talking to me?
Okay, he looks angry. He seems like he'd mix it up a little. But yeah, the new Tribeca Flashpoint, the partnership that you've struck, Howard, with the Tribeca folks, give you all sorts of new resources.
Absolutely, we do. Tremendous opportunities for our students, both in terms of internships and also, obviously, some great context going forward for employment. We had John undercover at school for some casual humiliation and tour.
John was at Howard. He was at Tribeca Flashpoint. What, in fact, did he do for you?
We set up a board and sat John down and
a technical board, an operating board.
A technical board, and he took a running shot at seeing what he could actually change.
Would this be the type of thing that a director would sit at with switchers and things like that?
This is the kind of thing that a 9-year-old would master, but for John, very, very challenging. Very challenging.
Well, plus I couldn't use both hands. I was sucking my thumb.
Right, and rocking back and forth and whining.
I thought the spandex outfit was really what sold it.
Thank you. Your idea, but I loved it.
Now, the facility, because Tribeca Flashpoint still has that new school smell.
Very much so, very much so.
And these kids who come in, they want to be a gamer, they want to be a filmmaker, whatever. What I like about what you do here is not that you brought John in, but that you have a core education thing for these kids, but you also fast-track them into what they're really, at least at this point in their lives, designed and destined to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 2-year program, but there's a solid portion of it that's communication skills and writing.
All right. And, John, you go there with not a real broad sense of new media. You met the kids.
Absolutely no sense of media.
You didn't break anything, which is positive.
That was good. Howard was very pleased about that.
But what did you learn in your experience?
I learned that place just blew me away. That's what I learned. I learned that my son, who is attending another college in Chicago that I've already talked to Howard, I'm bringing him over, and we're going to take a tour because my wife was terrified that I saw this place, but Tribeca Flashpoint Academy blew me away.
By the way, David just called. His son goes there, and he loves it. So kudos to you. I know you hear that all the time, but you're the boss. Why wouldn't you want to hear that more?
Believe me, I'm happy to hear it.
All right, so let's say I want to be a gamer. Are you the guy I should talk to?
Sure. Well, but you need to understand that gaming today is interactive media, which means everything: education, sales, training. We do as many sort of business applications as we do first-person shooter games.
All right.
In fact, John tried out one of these flying aerodynamic games, played it with a few of the kids. It was a nice experience.
It
was a paper airplane, and mine just blew up in smoke.
It was a paper airplane game. Well, that's nice. Howard, were you thrown when John said, "Where do you keep the Pong?" Yeah.
He was really challenged, but he was a good sport throughout the entire proceeding.
All right, so when it comes to new media, I told you this, Howard. I think I said this on the air as well. When Amy and Ross, my kids, were looking at colleges, I was amazed, and more so for Ross because he's an actor, but amazed at the fact that very few schools or traditional colleges are teaching new media.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to stay up with the technology. When you have tenured faculty, it's tough to send them back to school. They really don't want to do that. It's hard to deal with digital kids who come in and they're actually more advanced and more prepared than most of the faculty. So most schools are stuck in these silos where they're teaching the way they've taught for the last umpteen years, and that's just not going to get it going forward.
All right, so the Tribeca Film Festival, which just happened, you said this is another opportunity because you guys partner with Tribeca. Now the kids that are involved with your school have opportunities to go for internships that probably they never would have gotten a phone call on.
Absolutely. It's, these are businesses that are driven by networks and relationships. And, it's really important what you know, but it's equally important who you know. And getting these doors open is really all we can do. The kids have to deliver. They have to do the job and do the work. But in terms of access, it's a huge, huge leg up for our students. operations.
It's interesting, John DeCoste, because as Undercover John, the guy who will take a job from anyone at any time, this is actually, and all the people you visited, frankly, have been very professional, well-run operations. But this is fighter pilot stuff. This is all the slick stuff, the new toys.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I was just, again, I can't believe they let me loose, because it was just, it's so impressive. It just absolutely, I cannot say this enough. I told this to Howard when he walked in. It just blew me away.
So what's cool is, in a world where everybody's trying to figure out how to define what the future is, you can literally, these kids can literally get a knowledge base in an area they're passionate about and invent a job that doesn't even exist today. All right, what's the website?
Website is new, www.tribecaflashpoint.com.
All right, tribecaflashpoint.com. Check it out. Howard's a good guy, and you're lucky he let you play.
Oh, yeah, it was phenomenal. And if you have a child that is involved in Media Arts Society, they need to check out Tribeca Flashpoint first.
There you go.
Take it from there.
Well, I agree with you.